Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Brittany Venti just literally making a fool out of herself. And she is another classic example of another classic case of the tragic mulatto. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you ask, how so? Miss Brittany Venti here was created by a white dad and a black mom. And mind you, she has the chicken and watermelon actually right next to her handle here, with the black face that you literally see on the photo, ladies and gentlemen. You're not really making a mockery out of us. You're literally making a mockery out of yourself. Any person, okay, outside of literally trying to clean their skin, that uses that type of paint to make a mockery, you're literally mocking yourself. For real. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles, with your host, the socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, we have some blocks that have been extremely hot over the last weekend around Halloween time, which a bunch of folks literally have chosen to mainly show out, and make themselves mainly look like a fool. More specifically those that want to go with the Blackface caricature, right? Putting all that black clay on your face and, you're not black, or even if you're biracial, you come by and put all that little dark stuff on with the crazy lips just to try and make a big history of a character, literally trying to literally act yourself a fool, thinking that you're going to be edgy, trying to get like some rage baits.
Where the fuck my food stamps at, nigga? Y'all niggas hate black people for real. Where the fuck are they? Like, respect black women or else, nigga. How the fuck a big one costs more but way less than my EPT, nigga?
This is what has mainly happened with many of the folks up in the alt-right, the pseudo-red pill community, as well as folks that deal with the trad wife community mainly as well. And those that have like the hardcore MAGA conservative mindsets, those are the ones that have literally lost it the moment that they had those blackface shown, especially with one, Brittany Venti. Now, Brittany Venti, ladies and gentlemen, you may see that woman that comes by that has a conservative mindset that challenges a lot of the pseudo red pill gurus that mainly come on, mainly up in the YouTube streets as well as the social media streets. However, it has come to find out that she has actually made a caricature on literally racial tropes by depicting herself on blackface during the time of Halloween. And here's the kicker, y'all. She's half black. White dad and black mom, right? But yes, she actually chose to ridicule herself by putting herself on blackface with the intent to actually try to humanize black people, while in reality, the people that actually do the blackface stuff, including her, end up making fools out of themselves, mainly in the long run, especially up in today's standards. Now, what may have caused Brittany to mainly do such a thing? Think back to the post on which Tariq Nasheed made around the time of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Now, on September 10th, 2025, this is around the time that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. A notable social media influencer by the name of Tariq Nasheed, who's vetted by X as well as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9 yards, put a post out actually just giving condolences and just saying rest in power. Just like a normal post, putting like Charlie Kirk actually fist pounding George Floyd as they were both up in heaven with like the angels playing guitars. You see the photos and see that we're there. And you see some of the responses that have mainly come out. Some of them are basically a bit sarcastic, and others have become full-fledged MAGA, extremely full-blown racists, basically just showing off their culture of like hardcore anti-black racism, like literally the way that they go, literally just acting a fool, going berserk, and forgive me for what I'm basically about to show you guys, ladies and gentlemen, because there are some derogatory language, racial slurs, so if you do feel insulted about that, For those of you that are basically watching, I truly apologize in regards with that. You see a bunch of folks literally come out, literally responding to racial slurs, acting a fool, literally gone gung-ho berserkly, just really showing their ass. Really, literally right in front of the whole 9 yards. Okay? And you see the news that's coming by up in the YouTube with basically with expired perishable goods. Let me try and put it that way, do YouTube commentary. And you see all that come by, and in which you have a bunch of folks literally showed their ass ever since Elon Musk have given the green light to actually just show those actually practice, that wicked culture, the true nature of being anti-black or whatever it isn't that they got going on. They basically just actually gave them the green light to actually practice the true nature, right? So I can just scroll all the way around, and you see Myron Gaines even commenting on this and literally just lose his shit in regards of this. And this is beyond insane, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And it's not the color that's really the issue, it's the mindset that's going on with folks. Alright? Another racial slur here. Alright? If we scroll all the way down and we do this is like the go back to Africa rhetoric, them acting a fool, trying to go back to pre-1950s, however it is. Outdoing it to his trolling, literally acting a fool. But let's skip all this. There is Brittany Venti's response on basically how she reacted towards the whole thing. This is Brittany's response in regards to Tariq's posts, silence, and word. And she has literally gone buck wild and insane, literally embarrassed herself much further ever since. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the ex-post of Miss Brittany Venti here. The dusty influencer that chose to have black tar, whatever it is, that's put right up on her face. I don't know if it's some charcoal mask they put on for like moisturizing. I don't know if it's meant to moisturize the face. I don't know if it's actually pure oil or even some coal that could literally just put tar down up on the rose that could literally just screw up the skin all the way out. I really just don't know. But she tries to do some satire with some black tar, red lipstick, a red bow, some white gloves, and she tries to play this caricature of some random black person that's tap dancing, shucking and jiving, literally presenting herself with a box of chicken tenders, literally trying to troll primarily black people due to the fact that they're suffering due to EBT, due to the current government shutdown that we are currently in. Unbeknownst to Brittany, I don't know whether she knows it or not, but she's definitely too ditzy. If she actually looks into the actual statistics, Division of Labor statistics in regards to who gets the most EBT, it's not actually black people. It's overwhelmingly people of Caucasian descent with multiple ethnicities that are within the Caucasian ancestry, in which the majority of them do receive SNAP benefits as well as EBT. So her literally just doing all this with the intent to actually irate a lot of black people, especially today, it's so fucking outdated, and it makes you look dusty, Brittany. It really does. You look dusty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You look horrible. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really making us look bad because we still chill. We living our life. We playing video games. We watching the NBA. Living through highlights. Enjoying our lives, really doing our thing. You know what I mean? This right here, you're wasting all your sweet time to do some little bit of trolling that's really backfiring on you just now. And if I'm able to actually scroll all the way down to the right, it is just beyond insane. You know what I'm saying? Which you literally saw a bunch of narcissistic people when they want to try and leech off of black people trying to get the attention. When they don't get the attention, they literally start losing their mind. You know what I'm saying? Weird energy, like weirdo behavior. all the way down to the core. You know what I'm saying? And you can see Drewski doing some white faces definitely there, but it's not even the same thing. It's a false equivalence. It's due to the fact that white face, you're just actually portraying white folks really just doing some stuff, but not actually destroying them or mocking the lives of somebody in particular. No, mocking the lives of somebody dead or literally trying to threaten somebody's life. This right here goes back centuries in which they allow white supremacists here, or a lot of cultural white supremacists here that practice that type of culture, utilize this blackface to really try to mock black people for, their basically their suffering, them being in slavery, they're like for basically I forgot the word, forgive me. I know basically for their suffering, their struggling, they basically mock off that, and they basically mock their death as well in regards with this. So if I come by and you see all of the reactions that comes out, and you got folks that literally go buck wild, and you see all of the further responses, I'm gonna be able to come back. You see all of the photos that you see right here, right? The block has mainly been hot, extremely hot, down to the T. And I could just go scroll all the way further, and this was a post that she says, my costume was just random as Lauren built up drama of the black community, especially over the past month, especially with the Charlie Kirk assassination. That's where it mainly stems from. So you come in, Brittany, as a half black woman, and you're raised by a black mom. Obviously, you know about the impact what blackface does within your community and when your mom's community, but yet you still continue to do it. You actually are being insulting towards your mom in regards with this. But hey, you're not really insulting her. You're really insulting yourself. You know what I'm saying? But making yourself like a mentally trying to troll yourself all the way out and putting like a chicken and watermelon right next to your handle, you're not doing us a favor. You're making yourself look worse. You are making yourself look worse, and it basically stems from a bunch of trauma that she's actually dealing with when she's actually very young in regards with this. But this right here is just extremely unnecessary, and I can relate to this young woman here that came by, and she basically explains, I understand that you have been bullied for your blackness, but respond to it a racist caricature and stereotypes is not the way. Juicy! Spot on. I can relate a little bit, as I was bullied by other black people growing up for my hobbies and voice, but I would never do this to get back. I would not be the smartest way to do it. Just ignore, move on, and live your life and win. Why are you doing some nonsensical stuff like this? Let's go back, man. This is just some silly dustiness. You know what I'm saying? It is so dusty down to the core. So let me see what she says early.
Niggas are getting uppity at me for having a black mom and white dad. Saying things like black mom biracials are the worst. Like, I'm sorry I'm not your favorite type of nigga. God forbid that my father wanted to actually be in my life. Niggas are getting...
So let's go and see what other stuff that they mainly come by. And the block has mainly been hot down to the core. And I think all the responses are there. Their main point, whenever you see people of that particular culture and that wicked mindset, narcissistic mindset, that maybe try to pull a blackface stunt like this, their main game is to literally just rile you up and literally get you to do some stuff like this. You know what I mean? I'm actually going to speak about this literally at the end of this video here. And again, you see white dad, black mom, biracial baby, and Brittany Venti. Right? So this is some crazy stuff that actually mainly come by here. And I can scroll all the way up, and you can see the dustiness that has come by in regards to this whole situation. You have another photo here. This literally her mainly acting a fool herself. No, she's literally making herself look dumb and dumber. She is making herself look dusty. She's not making us look dusty. She's not making black people as a whole look very dusty. because we're still chill, we're still actually living life, but you're literally making yourself look like a fool.
I went viral for doing Blackface, and people were like, you can't do that. You can't say the N-word. Nigga, are you telling a black woman what she can and cannot do? That's pretty racist.
So, ladies and gentlemen, regarding Brittany Venti, okay, this is a woman that is another classic case of a tragic mulatto, in which she does not have any self-worth as to who she fully is, or has not had any thorough encouragement on how great that both her cultures actually mainly are. I know more than likely the way that she responded, she had some deep bullying that's been going on in her life due to basically a group of black people that actually mainly came by. But I do want to actually just make this very clear: it's not the entire community that's actually acting up in this matter. And if you do not practice, discernment and which side you're trying to come after, if you don't practice critical thinking, you don't develop social cues time consistently, it's really gonna hurt you in the long run. Now, Brittany clearly is an adult. She's married. I don't know if she's gonna plan to have kids. She's definitely in the mid-20s. She's definitely grown. She does have actual critical thinking skills. She actually understands. She clearly knows what blackface is, and she also knows in the moment what it intends to do. So people like her, they're literally far gone. They're literally like a far cry from being saved. The only way that they literally try to get themselves saved or repent is if they choose to repent themselves, or if they show a lot of action that tries to show repentance to turn from their wicked ways. But until then, at the very least, that woman really doesn't deserve anybody's attention. Any black person, any racialized person's basically attention in regards to this. She's just literally wanting to try and get attention from us so bad. She wants a reaction from us so bad just because she got butthurt over the past month. That's why she's actually mainly doing this. To the people that actually mainly do the blackface and now they out here copping pleas saying, oh, I'm sorry, this is not what we mean to do. Nah, y'all been meaning to do this from like the very beginning. We know your game. We know how narcissistic you mainly really are. These types of people want to actually trying to get a rile from a lot of people from the black community to actually try and show outrage, to really try and show belligerency, or even try to threaten that physical violence just to try and get those people set up for failure, or try to get them hemmed up somewhere up in jail, or God forbid, even worse. And I would advise black people, okay? I never forgot about the history in regards with this blackface character, and we should always heed that as such. We should always heed something like this as definitely insulting and definitely racial, but it should not be something where you have to literally just go be belligerent, because by doing that you fall right into their hands. You know what I'm saying? It is best to cut that person off, ghost these people, and if you have any platforms that they may support on, just like withdraw yourself from them. Do not patronize their stuff. Do not patronize a company that supports these types of things, that supports that type of culture. Leave these people alone. Alright? It also validates how special we as a community really or truly are when it comes with our skin, when it comes to our features. It really just actually verifies how special we really are down the line, and how jealous a lot of people that mainly perform blackface truly are. How jealous and narcissistic and how narcissistic they mainly are. And the moment they actually do this and the block gets really hot, everything literally backfires up in their face, and they make themselves look real dusty in the process. Not only that, they look hideous and they look horrible while doing these skits. They look real horrible. They look real deplorable when doing it. Alright, so I would just say leave these types of folks alone. These people should not have any of your attention at all. These people should not actually, these people just want to try and suck all the life and energy out of you. Don't give them that. Ghost them, ignore them, walk away, let them be. Alright? Because you got a lot of folks MAGA or, liberal, progressive, whatever, that actually practice this type of culture. And these are the types of people that you literally need to stay away from as much as possible, at the very least. And for those, and even those that are in that community that actually want to choose to do the blackface stuff as well, and y'all know what you're doing, but yeah, you refuse to apologize for it, you're going to really make yourself look horrible down the line, and it's going to backfire you possibly for the rest of your life. Dustiness, love dustiness. What more can I say? But hey, maybe I should actually do a special. Actually, no, I am going to plan to do a special segment on MAGA and the levels and the types of MAGAs that, you have to really be aware of. That video will be coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to leave it at that. Chris Paul from the Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Deuces.